The next panel is Bob Bagley, Nicholas Nidra, Kathleen Wall, Evelyn Zhang, Carol Cole, Lisa Coates. They will be followed by Sylvia Guzman, Jennifer Vesto, Jean Pickett, Laura Toms, Joanne Fleming, and Angela Shen. Bob Bagley.
I'd like to thank you all for letting us come and speak today. My name is Bob Bagley. I'm a Vietnam Gulf War veteran. I'm also a Native American and a Native Texan. I'm here to represent myself, my 3 daughters, my 3 granddaughters, and soon-to-be-born granddaughter. Montgomery County Right to Life and Texas women and men. My senator is Tommy Williams. With ultrasound, we can see unborn babies respond to stimulus because they can feel, and they should be protected. We go to great lengths to make sure that those on death row feel no pain when they're put to death. The baby without sin should not be allowed to feel pain. As a volunteer and a board member of our local animal shelter, I believe we have tighter regulations on surgery rooms for animal hospitals and surgery clinics than we currently have for these death facilities. As a board member of the Montgomery County Hospital District, responsible for the county's ambulance and EMS services, we have transported a number of women that have had botched abortions. These women would have been better served by doctors that had hospital privileges and been able to care for those women rather than an ER doctor not knowing the patient's history. I lost my first daughter due to complications at 6.5 months of pregnancy. She lived almost a month. I believe today with our modern medicine she would have lived. She was born addicted to drugs due to my wife's prematurity. As a possible problem, but one we would have gladly liked to have had the opportunity to go through. My cousin wanted a baby and could not have one, so she adopted one, a baby that was addicted to drugs when born due to his mother's addiction. Luckily, he was not killed like many in the same condition.
Bagley, your time. So
thank you.
Thank you for being here. Nicholas Nidra? Is Nicholas Nidra here? Nicholas was shown in opposition to the bill. We will duly note that. Kathleen Wall?
Yes.
Go for it.
Thank you. I'm Kathleen Wall from Houston. Senator Rodney Ellis is my senator. This is a woman's health bill about raising standards for health. I know of a mixture of Texans that support this bill, including Democrats and atheists. We want good health care for all. The thing I'm most concerned about is the pre- and post-abortion health of the patient. Many people have talked about the unborn baby and its rights, but today I want to talk to you about the rights of patients. This patient is going through an emotional and a physical crisis, typically at a young age. Everybody is giving her advice and telling her, I know what you should do. The patient hardly has time to check out the abortion clinic, facilities, and reputation. The patient thinks the abortion clinic operates like a real hospital. The Texas legislature must step up and set the standards for the clinic. Who else will set the standard for the clinics? We want a Class A facility, and abortion doctors and businesses want a cost-effective facility. Everybody knows the abortion industry typically makes millions of dollars. Gosnell made $1.8 million in a year, and his clinic made $15,000 a day. This profitable business could easily afford a $500,000 a year upgrade. In Europe, their liberal government have hospital facilities to perform the abortions. When I was 10 weeks pregnant, my child died, and my doctor gave me a D&C abortion. I was fortunate to be in the hospital because I had an unexpected hemorrhage. If I wasn't in a surgical facility, I would have died. I've seen a friend lay on the floor for days and in the bed when I was in college because she had a botched abortion. She kept her abortion secret. I think we should protect women's rights to health.
Thank you. Evelyn Zhang. Evelyn Zhang, registered, wishing to provide oral testimony in opposition to the bill. We will now record registering a position but not wishing to provide oral testimony. Carol Cole. Go.
My name is Carol Cole. I'm a diagnostic medical sonographer. I've been practicing for 12 years. I work in a large hospital in Plano, Texas. Kim Tyson is my senator. I've performed hundreds of sonograms on mothers and babies. The bonding between parents and the babies when they see them is amazing. It's beautiful. I support this bill. It's not unreasonable to require clinics to meet the standards of care that an outpatient freestanding cervical center can provide. Oversight, regulation, and accountability should be normal operating procedure. The Gosnell House of Horrors must be stopped in its tracks. Asking for clean and sanitary facilities is just common sense. I've heard this procedure compared to a colonoscopy or liposuction. Women can be spiritually broken and physically altered if the termination is not done properly. Our women deserve the highest quality of care. Women deserve the best care. Professional nurses, doctors, ancillary people like me, sonographic interpretations by someone who's trained in diagnostic sonography. I've scanned 23-week-old preemies in the neonatal intensive care unit. The nurses and doctors work very hard to save those babies, and it's worth it. Anatomical studies have documented that the body's pain network, the spinothalamic pathway, is established by 20 weeks gestation. Fetal development is already quite advanced at 20 weeks gestation. The skeleton is complete and reflexes are present at 42 days. Electrical brainwave patterns can be recorded at 43 days. There is ample evidence that thinking is taking place in the brain.
Thank you, Ms. Wait, you're not Ms. Coe. Ms. Cole, thank you.
Close. Cole Cope. Yes.
Okay, you can go. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Lisa Cope. I live in Williamson County, Senate District 5, Hutto, Texas. First, I'd like to say I am offended by being called an unruly mob. I came here to testify, to have my voice heard. One thing that is missing from this conversation and from all conversations about women and their reproductive health and unplanned pregnancies, those are the sperm donors. Okay? If you want to give women a chance and you don't want women to choose abortion, you want them to choose life for that child, then let's go after those who make those babies as well. Okay? Because when I was 23, I found myself in an unplanned pregnancy, scared to death. Okay, I've heard a lot of testimony about having an abortion and how much that affects you your whole life, and I understand that. But let me tell you, I've been a single mom this whole time, and it's the hardest thing I've ever did in my life. And I did it without support from the sperm donor, and when we talk about these things, I'm getting tired of talking about women all the time. And that's all I have. Thank you.
And you are chair of the Democrat Party in Williamson County?
I'm sorry?
You have listed you represent the Democrat Party of Williamson County?
I'm not the chair.
Okay, but you represent them?
Yes.
I'm in total agreement with you. Next panel on that issue.
Well, appreciate it anyways.